gigs though, as at the footy show
Yeah.
EP, you did Warnie.
So I'd
What
done.
was that about?
So I'd finished up at Sony, and Ginge rang me, and and he said, mate, he said, I've got a new project on the bubble. He said it's
At 9?
at 9. Yeah, he said, I can't remember the word he used, but it was difficult, interesting talent to handle. And he said, you're the guy to do that. He said, you interested? I said, mate, you got me already. So he said, right, are we going to Melbourne to meet him? We went down to Melbourne, and it's Warnie, the great Shane Warne. And we had dinner down there, and we discussed this idea of a chat show that he'd wanted to do. He wanted to do interviews just like this, one-on-ones, which is a great lost art form of someone to,
totally.
you do it well. There are people who can do it, and it's a great lost art form, just the one-on-one chat.
I don't know why they don't have it on television.
Me neither. Mate, we all watch
9:30 at night, even if it's late.
Yeah, we all watch the podcasts.
Yeah.
Why would it not work on free to air? Anyway, smarter blokes running it than us, mate.
Totally.
So we had this idea, or they had this idea of this, show that Shane was going to open up his address book, and we're going to get some talent. And
His address book would have been unbelievable.
Unbelievable, mate. We had I'll tell you who we got, but who we didn't get, who were trying to get on, was Elton John, Mick Jagger. I had their people calling me going, mate, we're trying to move something around, so that they loved him. They just
what was the appeal of him?
a lot of them were cricket fans. The Poms loved him.
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of them were cricket fans. Like Mick's a cricket fan, and Elton, I think Elton likes cricket, but Elton just loved him because he's a naughty bloke. But there was that appeal of, again, the authenticity, and what you saw was what you got. He's a real bloke.
Yeah.
And so we thought, okay, well, this can work. So we lined up interviews with Sting, with Chris Martin from Coldplay, Susan Boyle.
Remember Susan Boyle? She was the singer.
She was the singer. I'll tell you a little bit about that moment. And then Jeremy Clarkson. Top Gear was the hottest show in the world at that stage. So this is the sort of talent that we're going over to get. So they were big names. And I thought, okay, well, this is all going to work. And Shane said,
where was it? Where was it held? Here?
So we did half in Sydney, half in Melbourne. It was scheduled for 5 episodes over the Ashes series of, I think it was 2011-12, around that era. So whenever that Ashes series in Australia was. And at the time, there was a great push for Warnie to make a comeback. We were fucked. And everyone's going, Warnie's got to come back. Warnie's got to come back. So we would land in the UK and be swamped by the Paps. It's literally I've never seen, car chases. We're getting he had a driver over there who I think was Madonna's driver as well, of course. And this guy was losing people, and it was full on. But little did they know that at the same time as all this is happening, under their nose, is Shane is having his moment with Elizabeth Hurley, which is all this story is right there under their nose, and they're all coming up and Shane going to make a comeback. He's going to make a comeback. It's like, boys, look a little harder. Just look a little
wrong
harder.
Story.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're chasing the wrong story here. So we went over there. We did 2 trips over there.
Did you meet her?
Yeah. We did 2 trips over there together. First trip where he said, mate, you can't meet her on the first trip. So no problem at all. That's fine. So they went out to dinner with Hugh Grant and her, and they're still mates apparently. So they had their little night out. And then we went over to Turin to do Sting at a basketball stadium in Turin. And so before Sting goes on, he's given us an hour downstairs, just this, a couple of chairs, my cameras, me, Shane, him. That's it. And I'm a massive Police fan. So I'm completely fangirling with Sting, loving him. So we do the interview, and he goes, guys, come up and enjoy the show, right? So great, fantastic. So we go up to the show, and he's got these seats that you're in that, we went to a show recently of his out here, Kaz and I, my wife and I, and we were in literally the same seats. So they're like Sting seats. I think so he knows where you are, right? So he's singing to Shane and I, and we have fuck, how good's this? And we get to interval, and Shane's just, everything for Shane was a dart.
Yeah.
He measured things in darts. He'd go, mate, how far is it back?
6-dart trip.
How far from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2? It's 2 darts, right? Perfect. So he measured everything in cigarettes. So he knew to go and have a ciggy in the interval. He's going, mate, let's go. We've seen half the show. He was very, on. It was let's go. Next thing. I said, mate, we can't go. I said, mate, he's fucking singing Roxanne to us. We're literally 7 rows back, and he's eyeballing us. We can't go. There's going to be 2 empty seats. And Sting walks past. He goes, hey, you enjoying the show, guys? Shane goes, oh, it's fucking great, mate. Can't wait for part 2. Great, fantastic. So we do that. And we go off. And so we come back, and so we knock over that interview, and then we go back the second time. And I'm going to come back to Sting right at the end because it's a great yarn. So we do the second trip over there, and the last day we're doing it. So the second last day, we go out to dinner. So it's Elizabeth, Shane, me, one of her minders, and I think Shane's UK manager. That was it. Like, we go to this some restaurant in Chelsea, and we come upstairs, and there's a red light in a car across the road, right? And Shane goes, mate, you got to go and check that out. Fuck do I have to check it out for, mate? It's a Russian mafia in Chelsea with there's a sight on me. I'm going, mate, you got to go and check it out. Go and check it out, mate. Could be, it's a Paps. It's a Paps. And I'm coming out of airports with Shane, and it's global, like the vision. Shane Warne, is he going to make a comeback? And my missus is messaging me going, can you just stand up a bit taller? You're the world's smallest bodyguard. Like, you're all over the news with Shane. So it's like I'm saying, mate, I'm not your fucking minder. I'm here as your producer. So I go out and have a look, and I can't see what's in the car, but, I think it's probably Paps, So there's a whole clandestine operation to get them out of the restaurant, and away we go. And so we get back to the hotel. Next day in the morning, we've got Susan Boyle in the hotel for the interview, Jeremy Clarkson at the Beeb in the afternoon down at Shepherd's Bush, airport, home. That's the day. So I get a text very early in the morning from Shane, mate, it's your turn to get breakfast this morning, a little joint around the road, he liked breakfast. And this morning, it's for 3 of us. Okay, all right. So I'm going up to the room, and Elizabeth's obviously stayed. So Shane answers the door in a doona, looking very happy. I go, hello, mate. How are you going? He goes, come in. And I go into his suite, and he's got the mad suite, and we sit down and get the breakfast out. Elizabeth Hurley walks out in a long black catsuit, long sleeve,
Oh my God,
long legs, black catsuit, and just stands in the London morning sun and says, what a great night last night was. I go, you're talking about the dinner? So there she is. So I said, look, we've just got to do some work. Oh, no, go for it. So we're writing questions, and just the two of us. So she starts helping with the questions and chiming in, which is great. And she's saying to Shane, now, Shane, when you're with Susan Boyle, you just flirt with her a bit. Flirt with her. Susan Boyle, just anyone, Google. There's no flirting.
No.
No flirting.
No.
So Shane, we're getting down there, getting set up for the interview. I look over, and he's got his hand on a leg, and he's
With Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle. I go, mate, you got a second? Just quickly. Just need a quick word. What the fuck are you doing? He goes, I'm flirting. I said, mate, she said flirt, not
Don't touch.
Don't touch. So we do the interview with Susan, and she's wonderful. It was a great interview. And Shane was really good at these chats. Like, he was good. He'd do his research, but he was engaging, and they loved him. So we do the interview, we go back, and we got a couple of hours to kill before we check out. And she's still in the hotel, Elizabeth, right? So I said, look, I'm just going over to Camden. I'll come back. Car's picking us up at 2. I'll see you then, mate. I'll be back about 1:30. So I get back, and the whole hotel staff are standing out the front. There's 3 fire engines, right? And the staff, there's a little boutique hotel we stay at, and they're like giving me the look, like something's going on here. So I'm sort of walking towards the hotel, and there's a little alleyway. I hear this, Glenn. And it's Shane and Elizabeth up this little alley. And she's, pretty off the charts at this stage. The Paps, they're smoking us out. They're smoking us out.
Smoking.
Right? So they've got onto it, the Paps, and they know she's in there. So someone's called in a fake fire call to get
everyone out.
Everyone evacuated. So they're up in a side, and there's a staff member going, Miss Hurley, Mr. Warne, we need to be moving you out of here. They're going, fuck you, we're not moving anywhere, right? We know what's going on. So Shane got Elizabeth out somehow, out the back, right? And we jump in the car, and we're going down towards the BBC at Shepherd's Bush. And we're in the back seat, another Indonesian volcano moment. He's in there on the darts, and she rings. And I can hear the phone call. She rings, and she goes, they've got the photos. News of the World have got the photos. And someone had got a photo of her and him having a kiss in a hotel foyer, I think the night they went out with Hugh Grant. And they were going to publish it. They'd given her the nod that they're going to publish this story. It's breaking. So the story in the next 24 hours will be out there that they're on. So Warnie's like, fuck, we pull into the BBC, and this interview to get with Jeremy Clarkson, as I said before, like at that stage, Top Gear's the hottest show in the world.
I remember it.
Hottest show in the world around 2011, 2012. So it's a big interview. And we get there, he's over, and Shane's gone over there in the car park on his phone. He's texting, he's on his phone, he's smoking.
Loved a text.
Loved a text, right? And he's by this stage completely off chops. He's gone elsewhere mentally. And Clarkson arrives, and he's a prickly character.
Is he?
Oh yeah, just So I've gone up to him and I've gone, introduced myself and said, Jeremy, I don't know you, you don't know me. I said, but I reckon we're all on the same page as blokes here, mate. And I said, I can't tell you what's going down right now with old mate over there, but there's a bit of shit about to hit the fan. And in about 24 hours, it's all going to make sense. He might be a bit off his game. I can just ask you, please, just be as giving as you can be in this interview. We've all worked very hard to get here. Leave it with me, he says, right? Gives the best interview ever, Clarkson. Massive respect. He just turned it on, helped Warnie through it. It was great. And he goes, I am the Sheikh of Oman.
Oh, my God.
So off to the airport we go. We fly to Abu Dhabi. And of course, we're in the smoking lounge, the first class smoking lounge, and it's midnight. There's no one there. It's just Shane and I. He's sitting 10, 15 feet across from me on another lounge, and there's no one around. And he's going to Melbourne. I'm going to Sydney from there. So we're splitting up there. And through the door, comes in this arrowhead of Arab blokes in the full Rock the Casbah outfits.
My God.
Right? And they've got a bloke in the middle. So there's 6
A wedge.
A wedge with this bloke in the middle with the worry beads, the cigar, the lot. And they fan open, and she's looking at Shane, he's looking at me, he's looking at Shane, and he comes over and he says to me, excuse me, sir. He said, is that Mr. Shane Warne over there? And I said, yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, please don't arrest me.
And he goes, I am the Sheikh of Oman.
Oh, my God.
I would like to meet him. I said, just a moment, Sheikh. Let me just see what I can do. I said, Shane. He goes, what? He's got the head down the phone. What? I said, mate. I said, Sheikh of Oman, Sheik of Tweak. Sheik of Tweak, Sheikh of Oman. Shane goes, g'day. And puts his hand back down on his phone. And I said, I'm sorry, mate. He's a little preoccupied at the moment. And the Sheikh just shuffles off. So my flight gets called, and that was it. I didn't see Warnie again.